Greetings, folks. Today is Saturday, January 12th, 1956. Oh, I'm sorry. Just so you know, I haven't left reality. I do know it's 2019. But today, in exactly 4 months, I will be 63 years old. Yep. 63 years old. Anyway, okay. My name is Tom Lina Weaver, and this is my commentary for today. I want to talk about the Congressional Oath of Office. Last night, I watched Washington Week. Oh, it was actually early this morning. It was on 1 o'clock in the morning. And I watched Washington Week with a moderator by the name of Robert Costa. And I remember Nancy Cordes. That's all I remember. Probably because she has a cute face. Well, I think she does. Anyway. At the beginning of the show, they played a clip of Nancy Pelosi asking the Republicans, do you keep, or do you know that you keep, do you make an oath to the Constitution or to Donald Trump? That was the question. Almost forgot it. Anyway. Well, Nancy Pelosi, I have a question for you. Do you take an oath to the Constitution or to your liberal agenda? Believe it or not, there's a biblical concept that when the way you judge others, you are going to be judged the same way. Someone, you ask the question of the Republicans, do they take an oath to the Constitution or to Donald Trump? You know, somebody is going to turn that around and point it at you. I just did. Do you take an oath to the Constitution or to your liberal agenda? Let me ask you, when you do a budget, are you going to add Planned Parenthood? Because if you do, that proves that you take an oath to your liberal agenda. You don't take an oath to the Constitution. Roe v. Wade is a very unconstitutional decision of the Supreme Court. And if you had a brain, you'd know that. Well, I should say, if you had a brain that knows how to think, you'd know that. See, I don't know if you think for yourself. I just assume that you operate under a liberal agenda and not think about it. Because if you thought about it, you might not be able to do it. If you had a conscience, how can you allow millions of unborn babies every year being slaughtered in an abortion mill owned by Planned Parenthood? How can you do that? How do you have a conscience? Are you that cold and cruel that... What's the point in asking? Obviously you are cold and cruel. An unborn baby. And even, I mean, you made the statement about all the children that are being hurt by this government shutdown. And how many children are being hurt on the border. You know, you talk about how you care so much about these children that are being hurt by one thing or another. But what about the unborn children? Do you care about them? Mrs. Pelosi, do you keep your oath of office? I can tell you don't. I mean, your objection to the border wall is not constitutional. If you believed in the Constitution, you would say that the immigration laws of the United States of America are unconstitutional and we need to repeal them. But you're not saying that. In fact, I don't know. What is your problem with the wall? Is it just financial? That we don't have the money to spend on this? Hey, give it over to Donald Trump. He can pay for it. Why don't you tell him that? Pay for the wall out of your own funds before we dig into ours. See, I'm not in favor of the wall. I'm not. But I have constitutional reasons why I'm not in favor of the wall. If Texas wants a wall, they should build their own wall. Same way with Arizona and California. If they want a border wall, build it. Anyway. Or if Texas and Arizona and California want to work together, they can do that. But it's not in the place of the federal government to build a wall. I just stumbled on my tongue again. To build a wall on the southern border. You see, obviously people don't understand, and Mrs. Pelosi, if you understood this, if you understood the way our government was founded, that is a good reason to oppose the wall. The 10th Amendment is a good reason to oppose the wall. So, Mrs. Pelosi, I have a question for you. Did you take an oath to the Constitution or to your liberal agenda? That's my comment for today, my commentary for today. Thank you so much for listening.